All we do is win.
Ashton, are you a hooper?
Am I a hooper?
Are you a hooper?
I'm a hooper for sure. I'm definitely a hooper. Till these legs fall off, I'm gonna always be a hooper. My name is Ashton Cook, and this is my hooping story.
What is your earliest basketball memory?
Just seeing my big sister, which kind of got me started in the journey. Playing basketball, just looking up to her. Of course, she wasn't the best basketball player, but just being outside, playing basketball with her, uh, watching her, looking up to her as her little brother, and just wanting to be like her.
How did you learn the game of basketball?
The hard way, go through the toughest moments, and it taught me something. Because I wasn't the best growing up. I had to learn just by failing, losing games, not making a team, things like that. But always going outside in the backyard and just kind of mimicking like Kobe Bryant, looking up to him, and just having that mentality of going outside every day in the backyard, putting up shots. I mean, until I was tired. It taught me repetition, it taught me great work ethic and discipline. Like even when I failed, I learned from that, and I was able to get better just like that.
So was it actually like a dirt and grass backyard?
Yeah, yes. Straight dirt, straight grass.
What is your go-to move?
Ooh, the spin move, the spin move. Everybody pretty much knows me for that. Or if I catch people lacking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll go between the legs and snatch back. So most people don't expect that. Or when I just, not make it obvious. Like I said, I'll be going between the legs, have them in a spinning cycle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you going? Where you going? Like, it's one of my favorite go-to moves. So.
When did you realize you wanted to be serious about basketball?
Ooh, man, that's a real good question. Um, I remember in middle school when I didn't make the team, the A or the B team. There's one thing, not making the A team, but not even the B team. I wasn't good enough. So, I was young, but I felt like, what I'm saying, I had to prove something to myself. And that's what taught me to, get in the backyard. Again, where it was just nothing but dirt and grass, and just put that work in. It definitely motivated me because I was pretty bothered. I was upset after that, not being able to make the team. I knew like, I was capable of making the team, but when I didn't make it, it was a wake up call for me.
What is the best moment you had while playing basketball?
Ooh, that's tough. That's so tough. Um, oh, I would say making my opponents fall, because who doesn't, what I'm saying, want to make anybody fall. I mean, that's a rare moment for hoopers, but also just getting a reaction from people and then having it on camera at that. It's just like, I don't know, it's just stuff like that. Like, I mean, it brings entertainment. It's something I enjoy, you know what I'm saying, but have fun with all at the same time, but just getting the crowd involved. So, it was definitely, real big on that, just having fun and, what I'm saying, making highlights.
What is the worst moment you had while playing basketball?
Ooh, my experience. I was put in a situation where I had to kind of learn how to walk again and just retrain my body. I've never been in that, situation ever in my life, but you know what I'm saying? It definitely taught me a lot.
You had a liver infection.
Yes, sir.
Can you expand more about the situation?
Yeah, so I was just coming from Florida. Um, I had a good time, but once I hopped on the plane, I just started experience, many symptoms, and I thought they were like basic symptoms. You know what I'm saying? Just having a fever, feeling nauseated, lightheaded, all of those things. But it just only got worse, and I was drenched in sweat, like doing a tough workout. You know what I'm saying? Like a super tough workout. Like you sweat and you're drenching so hard, like you can squeeze your shirt, and it's like all that sweat just comes out. That's how bad it was. And it's just happened like, for a couple nights. It's been happening, for a few days. My mother suggested, hey, just go to an actual hospital. So I went to Baylor Hospital. They ran a few tests and things like that, got some blood drawn, and turns out my liver wasn't normal. Like it was something off about it. So they said I need to stay overnight. So, they plan to keep me overnight, but it was actually longer. So it actually been something very serious, near death serious. And so luckily I came in time enough to for them to figure out what it was, but it wasn't an easy process. I had IVs, two IVs hooked up to my arm, had to get shots in the stomach, ended up getting tubes inside my liver. So it required like 3 procedures, like surgical procedures. And so it was an uncomfortable feeling, a feeling I never experienced before, and it was the worst. One thing about it was through it all, I didn't lose faith. I knew God was going to help me get through it. So I kept my faith even in the toughest moments. I was supposed to go to Dominican Republic to play ball, but the agent I was working with ended up, just blocking me. And, for what reason, to this day, still don't know. Had to learn how to walk again. They successfully, took out all the infection, but again, it was a near-death situation because people have, died from things like that, and so they still to this day don't know what the cause of it was, but they got it figured out. I was relieved, like they released me at home. I still had the tubes tied, so like 3 tubes in my liver. Still couldn't sleep normal. Had to sleep on my side throughout the night and just kept moving without actually sleeping where the tube was. But fast forward, they successfully, got everything out. They took them out. I was relieved. I felt like, I felt happy. I appreciate the little things, just being able to go outside, everything. Like, and the first thing I did as soon as I got released from the hospital was went to the basketball court, put up a shot.
How did nearly dying, and you said you had to relearn how to walk?
Yeah.
How long before you felt right again, you could play basketball, and how did that affect your career?
It definitely took some time. It took months, but it actually happened quickly, more quickly than expected. Because I wanted to be as consistent as possible. So I did a few like pull workouts just on getting the cardio in, just to get my wind back up and just, just running up and down the court. So, I was getting back in the rhythm and the flow of things, and, it took some time, but it happened much quicker than expected. So, it definitely was a wake up call. It kind of slowed me down, but it didn't stop me.
Has there been a time where you thought you would have to give up basketball?
Ooh. I feel like, to be honest, yes. I mean, for most hoopers, like it's been in the back of the mind at least one time. You can't. I mean, I don't think it's impossible that's not true. Definitely. But then I didn't let my thoughts get the best of me. I just kept working because I knew that it'll only make me stronger. It'll only make me stronger. It'll only make me better, and it's something that I can look back on. So I definitely, yeah, it was a thought for sure, but we didn't let that thought become a reality.
How often do you play basketball now?
As much as I can.
What is it about the game that you love?
Um, Man, just how much it can help change lives. I've met so many people through it. It's taken me so many places.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
It has helped me with many opportunities, even outside of basketball, just meeting great people. And I feel like it's no coincidence because if I would have dropped the ball a long time ago, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now, you know. Even, you know, encountering with you, with Hooper House. Shout out to Hooper House. Um, I wouldn't be in this position right now, being able to tell a story. It's a story. That's why it matters to me. It's a purpose. And I feel like God has given me this gift, you know, even through the trials and tribulations to tell a story. So, yeah.
What is it about the game that you hate?
Mm, I don't think it's nothing I hate. I love every part of it, even when things don't go my way. I still love it because I know where it's gonna take me. So I wouldn't even use that word hate. There's nothing I really hate about it, honestly.
Basketball is the game of life.
Mm. It is because it teaches you a lot about life. Teaches you work ethic, teaches you patience, growth, helps you build your character, um, just all of that. And it teaches you things not just on the court, but you know, even off the court. And you're able to help people more than you know, inspire people. So it is life.